Hello everybody, my name is Will Stroll and I'm going to walk you through Upendo DNN Prompt, an extension for DNN that adds some prompts to the prompt feature. You can also call them commands and we're going to dig into it now. So this is GitHub and this is where you can find it. So that tells you it's open source and there's some helpful information for all end users at the top of the README down here, including documentation and downloading. And then if you want to contribute to this project, you can, as a developer, you can see information about that below. The intent with these commands, or at least many of them, will be to mature them and thereafter contribute them to the core of DNN. If you want to go to the documentation, we just click on Wiki, and there it is. You can see there's currently 4 commands in here, and we're going to walk through those now. So the first one that we're going to demonstrate is set pop-ups. So you can demonstrate the pop-up functionality by logging in or registering on DNN. So it's an admin feature that you may or may not want on your site. You might want to turn it off for usability, or there might be a conflict with the script or your theme or something. Whatever the reason, it's not easy for everyone to turn it off, so this prompt makes that easier. So in order to run it, by default, we just can set pop-ups, and the default functionality will just disable it if you don't do anything. And you can see that by saying, by running it, and says pop-ups have been disabled for the current site only. So that tells you that there is a concept of multiple sites, and we can go ahead and do that for all. And I'm going to demonstrate that in just a moment. But it says they're disabled, and we can demonstrate that by coming over here and refreshing a page and choosing to log in. So now, instead of a pop-up, we are going to end up with a new page load. There we go. All right, so now if we want to set pop-ups and use any of the flags or parameters, however you want to refer to them, but they're called flags, we can decide what the mode is. So the mode is whether they're enabled or disabled. So I'm going to say enable. And if I want to specify the scope, whether it's the current site or all, I can either type current, or I can say all, and then it'll say pop-ups have been enabled or all sites, or we can say disable, scope all, disable for all sites, but I just press the up arrow twice and I want it to be enabled, so I can demonstrate that in the demonstration site here. So I'm going to refresh the page, and now whether I log in or register, I get the pop-up instead of loading into a new page. That's set pop-ups. Next one is we're going to list debug. So I'm going to say list debug. So what this is going to do is just tell us what all the debug settings are in DNN. And right now, debugging is currently completely disabled throughout the site. So that might be a piece of information you might need to know. You might want to check on it before enabling or disabling your debug mode. Now, if we want to set debug, we can look at the documentation for that. Under set debug, we got all the information, and all these are defined like you see here, but it does not have any flags for you to put in, so all you have to do is run it. So if I choose to set debug and just hit enter, it's now been enabled throughout the site. And there's a prompt here or a message here that says all visitors will experience a slow page load for the next few moments. That's because when you turn on or off debugging, you're editing the web.config file, which is the main configuration file for your site, and it just restarted. So if I come to my other demonstration site and refresh, it'll take a moment to do that. But more importantly, if I choose to list debug again, I can see what the status of that is as soon as it recycles. And there we go. So debugging in the host settings is enabled, web config is enabled, and log4net is enabled. So we can go ahead and turn that off now by choosing to set debug again. So now it's turned off. We'll have again another slow page load. All right. Now we're going to go to another one. So we have also list themes. So we're going to do that next. Alright, so listing themes, what this is going to do is show you all the themes that are in use as part of your settings. If you have a large site, you will maybe have paging here, so you'll have to hit a button to go to the next page to see them all. But this gives you a clear understanding of all the themes that are in place, either at the super user level, the site level, the page level, and the module level. And that's all there is to it. So you can make decisions on that or what have you. All right, so that one's super easy. The next one we're going to look at is, oh shoot, I went through them all, didn't I? That was fast. All right, well, that's all there is to it. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any ideas for a command, let us know. And there's links to all these resources in the notes in the description of this video. Thank you.